If your check engine light just came on, stop. Don't just run off to the mechanic to spend a bunch of money to try to figure out what's wrong. And definitely don't just ignore it. It's not going to go away, and it could be a sign of something bad going on, and we want to make sure that we take care of it before it becomes a serious situation. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to figure out what's wrong with your car. Possibly save yourself hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. Welcome back if you've been here before. If not, my name's Craig, and this is Papa's Custom Cars, where I show you how to fix it yourself, save money, and actually understand your vehicle. So let's talk about what the check engine light really means. Your check engine light is connected to multiple things in the vehicle. It can be engine, transmission, emissions, recirculation, all kinds of different things are connected to that check engine light. So it could be numerous things, and a lot of times if you take it to a shop, they're going to charge you $250, $150, but they're going to charge you just to tell you what's wrong with it. And that's money that you could have spent on your own diagnostic equipment. An engine light is not just one thing. It could be a bunch of different items. It's just your car telling you that, hey, something's not right, you need to get it fixed. But don't run off to the mechanic and go, hey, something's wrong with my car, because you're going to get charged for him just to look at it. And that's the whole thing. Me to break out a scan tool costs me nothing, and my neighbor knows that. Heck, bring me a 6-pack of Diet Coke and I'm good to go. But I can tell him what's wrong with it, and that's the whole thing. It could be a misfire caused by your spark plugs, your coils, your ignition system, wires, that type of thing. Anything of that nature can cause it to kick off that check engine light. It can be your mass airflow sensor. We talked about that here a little while ago and how to clean it. It could be that. Just as simple as going in and cleaning that part, and boom, you're good to go. It could be your catalytic converter. Now that's a little bit more serious. That costs a little bit more money. But again, it'll tell you what's going on. If you got an old clogged catalytic converter, that's going to kill your car, not to mention throw on that check engine light. But here's the thing. You don't have to replace it because there's a code. It could be something as simple as cleaning it. You test before you replace. And I'll go through a few of those tests with you today. I've got a code on his truck that's a P0455, which is a emissions leak, or a large leak detected in the emission system, which is the gas cap, which would be more of a small leak. But hey, we don't know yet. We're just going to look. It could be a couple of the sensors, could be the charcoal canister, could be a cracked line. Something as simple as a cracked vacuum hose that could cause it. Now, again, you're not going to know unless you look, unless you try to figure out what's going on. But don't replace it because of a code. Test it first to make sure it works. Now, a lot of these upper end test equipment, or the code readers like mine, my upper end one can test these different solenoids and stuff and tell me, hey, if it's working, if it's not working. It'll run as you're running the car, it'll test. So there's a bunch of different things you can do that'll save you time and money. So here's how you can narrow it down. Like I'm going to with this. I'm going to check for loose connections, loose hoses, cracked hoses. I'm going to listen for a rough idle. This particular vehicle doesn't have one. It runs just fine. Smell for fuel issues. If you can smell fuel, like say if you're standing back by the gas tank and you can smell fuel, is it coming from the gas cap? Is it coming from underneath? Where's it coming from? That can tell you a couple of different things. Inspect your engine bay. If you have a misfire code, swap your coils. Take a coil off one, put it in the other, move it over, see if it moves with it, then you know it's a bad coil. You know it might be a bad plug. If you're swapping coils between your cylinders and it moves with it, you found it. Just that simple. When I had an issue with my little Chevy Trax, and the coil pack comes as one piece, so you can't swap it around. But when I pulled the coil pack up, it had cracked boots and just was in really bad shape overall. Oil had leaked down on one of them because of a valve cover gasket leak and caused that particular cylinder to foul out. So again, just by looking, you can see what's going on. You can move things around if it's possible to take a coil pack from one and move it over to the other, because a lot of these cars will allow you to do that. Then you know if it moves, that's your problem. So you can always do that. So every vehicle 96 and newer has an OBD port. It's a port that looks the opposite of this one, but it's a little port, this shape, down underneath your dashboard that the scanner plugs into. There are different levels of scanners you can buy. This one I think is $40, if that. I'll put links to all of these down in the description. Definitely a little bitty one that you can buy, have on hand. And if you have a lot of cars and you do your own thing, this is what you want to have. If you want to step up, you can get one for about $150. This is one made by X Tool, a little bit more advanced than this particular one, tells you a little bit more. And then if you really want to step up, I use a VDiag tool. Right now it's updating all the software, and you can buy a subscription to it, and it just constantly updates everything for you. So as time goes by, you don't have to worry about updating your software. It updates everything. This particular one will do a lot more than this one, and a whole lot more than that one. This one's good to tell you what's going on. This one's good for testing things and that type of thing. And this one's about in the middle of the road. It'll give you a little bit more insight into what's going on. When you get a code, it's going to look something like P0300, P0171, something like that. It's going to have a different code. And what's really cool is these codes will actually nail down what cylinder is going on. Like a certain code may be 301, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that type of thing. Not meaning that may be the case, but each one of those numbers represents the cylinder that it's misfiring on, or the cylinder that's giving trouble. So it's definitely a thing to look at. The code is not the part. It's the system that has an issue. So right now I'm getting that P355, I believe it is, or something, 455, something of that nature, in that truck, and that's telling me, okay, it could be it's something it's a large leak in the evaporative system, and that's causing it to throw a check engine light. So it could be a number of different parts. So you want to go through and check each part. You don't want to just replace everything. I did that with the tracks. I replaced the coil pack, needed to be done, replaced the spark plugs, had 110,000 miles on them, so it was time. And then I just started going through things and chasing different things and finding out in the end I spent all this money and it was a valve cover gasket, $8 part. It cost me a few $100s to figure that out. Now, some of it was maintenance that needed to be done, but again, I spent money on little parts that I didn't need to because they were fine. That's where people mess up. They just start chasing the problem and they throw parts at the car, and that costs you money you really don't need to spend. Most common check engine lights that I've run into, the most common one that I've run into is the gas cap. Small leak in the system. I can't remember what the code is on it, but Explorer I had that. The Denali had it. Had to replace the gas cap in that. That might be what's going on with this Dodge, because that's one of the different systems that's all connected to this leak. So it might be as simple as the gas cap. It also might be as simple as the gas cap being turned all the way on. You know, if you're not clicking it 3 times, then it's not tight. So if you throw your gas can on real quick because you're in a hurry and you head down the road, that could cause your problem. That could turn on a check engine light. We don't want to run to the mechanic and go, oh my God, what's going on? And spend a bunch of money for him to tell us it's your gas cap. You know, $10 part. Come on. Loose or bad gas cap's the easiest one to fix. So you can also grab a gas cap off of another car, put it on there, and see if you get the code still. And if you don't, you solve the problem. Again, don't run out to the auto parts store, because that may not be what it is. It just may be one of the things. And like this particular code on this one, it could be the gas cap. It could be EVAP. It could be the canister. It could be the little solenoid. It could be a bunch of different parts. It could be a broken hose. So you don't want to throw a bunch of money at it. The next one is your oxygen sensor. If you've got an old oxygen sensor and your engine starts running bad, and it throws a code on your oxygen sensor. It controls your fuel mixture, and when it fails, your miles per gallon drop. You'll know, I mean, almost immediately, because it tells the engine, insert this much gas to this much air. It reads your fuel output or your exhaust output to tell the engine, hey, we're running good or we're not running good. So that's one of those common issues that it could be, is just as simple as an oxygen sensor. It could be something small. It could be something huge. And there's the problem. Most people either panic or they just ignore it. Ignoring it causes more issues down the road. But both of these can cost you dearly. So you want to pay attention to this kind of stuff. There are a couple of different scenarios that cars have with their check engine light. One is a solid light. The other one's flashing. A lot of cars don't have both, but a lot of cars do have them both. So this is critical. Pay attention to this. If your check engine light is solid, you can usually drive for a short distance and it won't hurt anything. If it's flashing, that's something that needs to be, oh my goodness, we need to get out. We need to take a look and see what's going on. We need to pull over into a parking lot and inspect what's going on to try to determine what it is. If you carry one of these in your glove box, you can look and scan it real quick and find out what it is. And this is cheap enough just to throw in your glove box, in your toolbox, or what have you in the car. When you pull over to the side of the road and your engine is shaking, that's a misfire. Complete, that's the engine telling you something's not firing right. You can tell by looking at it. Most engines will run really, really smooth, and if she's shaking, there's an issue. Might be, could be a broken motor mount, but hey, we're not going down that road. We're looking at the engine to see if there's a misfire, especially if it just happened. With an engine misfire or running wrong, you can burn your catalytic converter up. If it's dumping too much fuel, it's gonna cause problems within the combustion chambers. Send that out to your catalytic converter and fry your catalytic converter. The next thing you know, you got a $2,000 problem. So again, you want to be really, really careful. That catalytic converter is not a $100 fix. It's thousands, and you don't want to spend thousands when you could have fixed it real simple in the beginning. Kind of as a recap on that check engine issue we've got with the truck, I ordered a new gas cap because we've got a small leak detection, and I want to go ahead and order that gas cap because looking at that gas cap, she looks rough. So again, when you're diagnosing the issue with your vehicle, take the time to go through every step, depending upon whatever code that you get from your reader. Don't just buy everything and replace everything, because that may just exasperate the cost along with your repair time. It might be something simple like this particular truck. I'm almost positive that the small leak is the gas cap. The second thing that I ran into was the air cleaner wasn't properly seated on the fuel injection, and that itself can cause a host of problems. Main one being you're letting dirt right into your injection system, and judging from what I saw in that air cleaner and the filth and grime that was in there, that stuff could be getting into your engine, and the last thing you need is a bunch of dirt inside the engine. Pay attention to your lights. Solid light means you get it somewhere. Get it home, get it to a shop, get it wherever, but get it off the street until you figure out what's going on. Number 2, flashing. Get over to the side of the road in a safe area and go through and double check everything. Check your oil, check your fluids, make sure everything's good before you go any further. If you have a little code reader like this one, pop it in. These things are cheap enough now where you could carry one in your daily driver and not have to worry about it. And then keep your good one at the shop. And I'll have links for both of these down in the description. I love this particular one because it takes me down a road even further to tell me what's going on. So, but this is good on the fly to pull over to the side of the road and go, okay, this is what's going on. I can drive home. I can stop at the auto parts store, pick up whatever I have to. But you can at least get it somewhere where you can work on it. Keep it from being that. Keep it to that $100 fix, not the $1,000 fix. And that'll go toward what I'm going to tell you in our next video regarding mechanic costs and that type of thing. Your first step, don't guess. Figure out what's wrong. Run your codes. Know what you're doing. Know what you're looking for. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there that walk you through every single code and what it may be. The most common one's going to be engine misfire, emissions. Those systems seem to have at least from what I've seen. I have seen one where it told me one of my fuel injectors in my Chrysler weren't firing properly because they were filthy. I mean, they had 120,000 miles on them, never been replaced or cleaned, so it was easy enough to do. When you go to a mechanic, some things are not DIY. Some things need to be taken care of by a professional. If you've got a loud engine noise, a knocking, you've got a transmission issue, they're still gonna charge you to diagnose it. Whether you've done it or not, they're still going to run their scanner on it just to make sure that they're going in the direction that they're supposed to. You're going to pay for that. That's just the way it is. A lot of the mechanics aren't going to say, "Oh, okay, well, I trust you." My mechanic, he he believes in me, and he believes that I'll take the time to diagnose the code. But we've got a decent relationship, and that helps a lot. If you've got a mechanic you use, he's going to trust your judgment a little bit more than when you don't. But do understand that they may still scan your car, and they may still charge you that diagnostic fee. Could be $100, could be $150. Dealerships, I think, charge $250. It just depends on what it is. But if there's a serious situation, let them take over and let them do what they have to do. It might cost you a little bit of money, but in the long run, it's not going to cost you as much as replacing that part could be. Again, if it's transmission, engine, or electrical, and you're not confident with that, go ahead and let them take care of it. Let them diagnose it. Let them do the work. That's the best thing to do. The Bolt had an electrical issue, and I do need to do a video on that thing so that all you Bolt owners and Corvette owners and anybody with that automatic push button transmission knows what they're looking for. But again, it took a mechanic. It cost me over $2,000 to have it fixed. And again, it was something that I couldn't find, and I wouldn't even start to because the car had a warranty. It ended up being out of pocket because of the situation. And as I said, when we get to that video, I'll explain that. But definitely want to take it to a professional when it's time. It's some stuff, it's not DIY. So definitely take it to that professional. Drop a comment below if you've got a code. I'll see if I can help you with it. It's definitely something that if you run it with your little scanner and you're having a little bit of issue, I've run across a few codes that you may not have. 300 series codes are pretty easy. So drop me a comment, say, hey, this is what the code I'm seeing right now. And if I can't help you, a lot of the subscribers, we've got over 37,000 people subscribed to this channel. Someone somewhere has seen that code, and they can help you down the line. Like I said, one of my codes was as simple as a valve cover gasket leak. Cost me $300 to fix it. It was a gasket. And if I'd have known then what I know now, I'd have known to look there. I'd have known how to look there. But drop a comment below, and maybe someone, I shouldn't say maybe, someone that's watching these videos is going to know the answer to that for you. So put that comment down there. What code are you suffering right now, and what help do you need with it? And as a group, we'll try to help you out. So in the wrap up, if this video helped you with your engine code and understand that engine light, do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you've run into situations before, like I said, there are people who watch these videos who have seen it. There are some, we did one about the brakes vibration that gave detailed information on what the actual cause is, and the real description of what is really going on. I know I don't want to take you guys that advanced in this kind of stuff, but there's always someone who's watching these videos who knows, and that's what we really need. So if you're one of those who know, definitely remember there's a lot of beginners on this channel, and they want to know your thoughts on their situation based on what we have. So if you do want to save money and you want to fix your own vehicle, make sure you subscribe to Papa's Custom Cars. Every subscriber we get helps us promote this channel, move this channel forward, and will offer us the opportunity to give you a lot more information as we go. The check engine light, we still have to do a follow-up video. Once we've got it diagnosed in the truck, we will do that for you. The transmission one, we'll definitely follow up with you on that one. So there's a lot of things that we're gonna run into here. And as I'm doing these videos, it's kind of odd that these things are happening to me right here in my own shop. So that'll help you understand that this is real world stuff. This isn't just making things up. So make sure you subscribe to Papa's Custom Cars. I've got a full playlist right here diagnosing car problems. So start with this video next. And actually, I think it's down here somewhere. And I'll get you even more as we go. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.